They call it the Groen Dam here in the west of Tshwane, the Green Dam. It may seem idyllic, but for many, it's the end of the line. This is where the area's destitute and desperate inevitably drift to, some for a few hours, others to stay. Among the poor, the Green Dam is symbolic of being down and out, of having lost everything, of having nowhere else to go. For Aniki Botha, the Green Dam offers temporary shelter, but no safety.
Ag, dat seker my eendag hier so doodgesteek word deur iemand. Ek het al baie les gehad, loop so net voor 'n kar in.
Aniki is 49. She sells Sunday newspapers and survives on a disability grant and handouts. Aniki is a poor white.
As die ou mense klaar is, dan beweeg die jonges in. Hier's mansklere, damesklere en kinderklere. En ons wil hê die ou mense moet kry, moenie die ou mense stamp nie.
It's Wednesday morning at the Eleos Community Centre in the west of Tshwane. It's also known as the Little House of Hope.
As dit in 'n mooi aand.
Aniki is a regular. For her and many others, the centre is a lifeline. They get a few pieces of clothing and a food parcel, often their only food for the week.
Ek kan my vreeslik hard hou. Byvoorbeeld, as ons geldjie min is en ons het nie suiker om in die kosbakkie te sit nie of koffie nie. En die mense kom en sê, "Ag Tannie, is daar nie 'n bietjie suiker nie?" Dan kan ek sê, "Man, mense het nie suiker nodig om van te lewe nie. En jy het ook nie koffie nodig om van te lewe nie. Ons moet maar water drink en ons gee vir jou liewerste 'n blikkie pilchards. Maar binne in my kry ek seer vir hulle part, want as ek dan in die môre by die huis is en ek drink my koppie koffie, skus, ek kry hulle vreeslik jammer as ek by die huis is en ek sien wat kan ek kry en ek moet hier sit en vir hulle sê, nee, ek kan nie vir julle help.
Not everyone here is poor. The Eleos Centre looks after the desperately needy in this part of the city, still known to locals as Pretoria West. The neighbourhoods are traditionally white and Afrikaans, but the numbers of poor have shot up. According to estimates, 1 in 4 white South Africans is now regarded as poor.
There is white poverty at this stage in South Africa. The problem is you can't say anything about that. If you compare it with the rest of South Africa, the poverty level amongst blacks in South Africa is much higher. So it's very difficult to talk about white poverty in South Africa. Percentage is at this stage of whites that earns less than 1,500 rand a month is 25% of the white community, and less than 1,500 rand a month is regarded then as poor.
Betsy Dreyer has been a social worker here for 18 years and has heard and seen just about everything. It's become her life passion to help the needy.
Dit is belangrik om hulle te leer om vir hulle self te kan help. Want die fondse is dalk nie altyd daar nie en dit tas ook die mense se selfbeeld aan dat jy altyd moet na iemand toe gaan om jou te help. En dit is ook nie goed vir hulle kinders in die huis nie. Om te weet, my ma is afhanklik van iemand wat vir ons moet kos gee nie. Afhanklikheid is 'n baie groot probleem.
Hemelvader, baie dankie.
Betsy battles this dependence on all fronts. Wednesday mornings at Eleos also brings a good dose of religion, dispensed by volunteers from 2 different churches.
Amen. Daar staan geloof en wysheid.
Among the Bible study faithful are Henny and Elna Skuman. They still depend heavily on others to help feed 2 grown-up sons and a teenage daughter.
There goes days that we haven't got food here. Then they cry, they want food. But I can say, Jesus, thank you, because he always sends somebody to come and help us here. If it wasn't for him, I don't know.
Henny and his family are barely a step away from the Green Dam. They cling onto the piece of backyard that they moved into 3 years ago. The owner of this property in Boysons has tried to get rid of the Skumans, but they refuse to budge.
As a matter of fact, I am a squatter because I'm plucking on another person's grounds. I'm staying here on another person's ground. It's the same as the black man that plucks there in those squatter camps. It's the same. But now I want to say, where in the world you don't get it?
A patch tent and an old caravan are home to the family of 5. They don't have a bathroom. They pay the owner a nominal amount for the stand and amenities like water. The Skuman's oldest son, Henna, is in his 30s. Their second son, Louis, is 28, and their daughter, 16.
My daughter and Louis is sharing the big bed. It's like a queen bed. And me and my wife is sharing the normal double bed. And the oldest one is sleeping outside in a tent. Because there's no space here to bring him in as well. It is no space. There is actually no space.
Henny admits it's not healthy for a 16-year-old to share a bed with an adult brother in the same room as their parents. Yet, he's resigned to the fact that this won't change soon. The close confines have seen regular outbursts of anger. Their daughter has become more and more rebellious.
And she's not happy. She's fighting for her rights. She hasn't got her own room. She hasn't got her own bed. She hasn't got her own privacy. For a child of mine, and I feel useless.
Henny and Elna get disability grants of 780 Rand per month, as do their 2 sons who have learning difficulties. Henny takes half their grants in exchange for looking after them.
I worked hard, and at my old age, I'm battling. But I want them to have what I had when I was a youngster. When I started to work and when I got married, I was living nice.
Aniki too has to take care of a grown-up son. She's worried about his welfare. He's been living in a drain pipe in the area, but a friend got killed there recently. Her son is the only reason she wants to survive.
Die merk wat jy ook in my oog sien. En ek nou 2 weke terug by die rapport het ek geloop. Toe kom daar 'n lorry op volle vaart aangery. En ek hoor waaw, 'n kar het my bout gestamp. My knie is iets nog steeds blou. Hierso. En ek gaan so geval. Ek drol net so weg. Ek het daai lorry se wiele so ver van my af gesien verby. Ek sou bevry gewees van hierdie lewe. Hierdie helse lewe. Maar ek het aan my seun gedink en ek kan nie my seun net so los nie.
Die mense is so vasgevang in 'n oorlewingsstryd dat daar kan niks mooi daaraan wees nie. Wat kan mooi daaraan wees as jy nie vir jou kind die nodige voedsel kan gee nie? Ek dink nie armoede is 'n mooi ding tussen ons mense nie. Ek dink is 'n ding wat ouers en kinders baie seer maak.
Pretoria West, or Vessies as the community still calls it. Many here are middle class, but over the years it's also become an enclave for poor whites. For decades, the colour of their skin got them benefits like protected jobs and council housing. Despite apartheid's protection, many could still not escape the trappings of poverty.
The problem with the apartheid system was that it created a community that's actually dependent on the specific government. To a large extent, the government was the whole system of the white community. When the government fell away, the whole support structure of the white community actually fell away.
Solidarity's charity wing, Help in the Hunt, or Helping Hand, has been involved with several poverty alleviation projects.
If you look at the stats in the past 7 years, there's a growth of around about 150% in the white poverty level.
Ek het agtergekom dat die mense het al armer geword in die afgelope paar jaar. Toe ek hier begin het, het ons net elke tweede week byvoorbeeld 30 kospakkies uitgedeel. En dit was genoeg gewees. Nou deel ons elke week 78 kospakkies uit. Ek dink die ekonomie het hulle net ingehaal.
Traditionally, this is an industrial area. It was in the big industries like iron and steel giant Escor that unskilled or semi-skilled whites used to work. Then the plant started closing down, one by one, and the area plummeted.
Saam met die feit dat die vader van die huis sy werk verloor het, het ook die meeste van die mense hulle behuising verloor, want hulle het in Escor huise of in Escor woonstelle gebly. En dit het gemaak dat hier 'n vreeslike toename was vir mense wat behuising gesoek het, en ons kon nie in daardie aanvraag voorsien nie. Daar was te veel mense.
The face of poverty is different here. It's often hidden away from the street, in backyards, small wooden sheds and garages.
Die mense het dan gaan intrek by familie of vriende, wat hulle eintlik ook nie kan huisves nie. Nou saam daarmee, met oorbewoning het daar maatskaplike probleme gekom, want dan beklei die kinders onder mekaar en die groot mense beklei onder mekaar.
In Botha Street, Hermanstad, Koos Mitten shares a bed in a wooden shack with his wife Betty and 5-year-old son.
Beyond repair. Maar net wanneer.
Koos's mother and her new boyfriend share a bed in the same structure. Koos has never known a life of luxury. His own parents split up when he was small, and his mother had to raise 5 children by herself.
Kersfeestye het ons maar op gemufte brood gelewe. Vrot vleis wat ons hierdie asdrom uitgegrawe het. Dan is hy groen van mufgeit in dit, maar dit is afgewas. Ons het dit geëet en ons lewe vandag. Vandag is dit maar nog steeds dieselfde. Die lewe kan nie verbeter nie. Ek weet nie hoekom nie, maar dinge kan nie inskop nie.
Koos's shack is next to his brother's house, who also has a wife and 3 children. Koos's brother is the only person here who has a job, but there's a constant stream of relatives coming and going.
Die lewenswyse is so vererger dat die ene die ander ene nie kan help nie. Jy werk basies, die gelde wat jy inkry is basies net so vir jou familietjie waarvoor jy moet sorg en dit. En yes, ek doen my houtwerk en dit. My vrou doen loswerkies en eerste ding wat ons in dink is ons dink aan ons kind. Sy mag word eerste geval en dan ons ne. Dan ek sal
Koos has already lost 2 children.
A wumpy.
Ja.
They were taken away by welfare workers years ago to live with adoptive parents. Koos has no contact with them.
My lewe nie.
Ja, op hierdie stadium dink ek hierdie 2 seuns van my het hulle ouers weer nodig as hulle is pleegouers. Want ek wou dit so, ek het hulle in die wêreld gebring.
En die arme mens, wat kry hy? Sy kinders word weggevat van ons, so sleg honde. Die welsinne smile so fucking breed op hulle gesigte. Wat doen jy? Jy's 'n ouer.
For now, Koos and Betty are still holding on to little Koosie.
Ek is so lief om laat welsyn probeer raak aan hom. Of enige iemand van die staat, yes. Ek is in staat om hulle aan te vat, of hulle met die hele weermag van die wêreld kom, ek nie worry nie. Ek sit my op die peloton, voor ek my kind op die peloton gaan sit.
Just scraping together enough money to feed their child is a daily struggle. Betty says she's prepared to do any work, but mostly she walks the streets to
bruin
beg.
is en ek is nou wit.
Ek voel maar net die druk raak te swaar vir my en alles raak te veel vir my. Want ek staan alleen op hierdie oomblik en ek sê vir jou, ek weet nie as ek nie aansorg vir my familie nie, waar gaan hulle kos vandaan kry nie.
Years ago, Koos worked as a forklift driver and a security guard. These days, he says, he can't find any work.
Ek sê baie keer as my man nie 'n vrou soos ek gehad het nie, weet ek nie wat sou hy gedoen het vandag nie. Want op hierdie stadium as hy moes 'n ander vrou gehad het, sy maar lankal seker al goedjies gepak en gewaai of ek om regheid te sê, gesê, hoor hier's dis, die eerste plek is sleg om te werk, ek kan nie met jou uithou nie, ek vat my goed en ek waai liewester. Soek maar vir jou iemand anders in jou lewe.
Ek en my vrou verwyd mekaar. Want die ene gooi die verwyte en die ander ene toe. Ek gooi die verwyte is omdat my vrou te sleg is. My vrou gooi die verwyte na my kant toe omdat ek te sleg is. Maar hoe moet dit anders te? As daar nie werk is nie.
Even more worrying for Koos and Betty is the thought of losing the only roof they still have over their heads.
Ek sien nie kans dat my kind se lewe by die Groendam in gevaar is nie. Dan praat ek eerder met een van my familielede dat hulle my kind in toesig vat en ek en my man gaan bly by die Groendam. Ek kry maar liewester saam met hom swaar en ons as die Here sal ons uit mekaar uitvat eendag.
Ons almal sukkel, maar waar gaan hulle nou heen?
Mostly, the poor white community west of Tshwane is struggling to understand why it's lost its privileges. They're trying to make sense of the political changes that have swept through the rest of the country. Isolated and sometimes ill-informed, it's also a community that's willing to resort to extreme measures. A community desperate for some kind of leadership to take up its cause.
Goed, ek is van Solidariteit se hoofkantoor af. En ons het toe goed gedink om vanaand met julle te kom praat om uit te vind wat is fout. Wat ons na vanaand moet doen is, ons moet die probleme lys, dan moet ons 2 of 3 mense vat, hulle gaan vasketting by die stadsraad se kantore en hulle moet daar vasgeketting bly en ons moet vir die stadsraad en vir die media sê, daai mense gaan daar bly totdat hulle huise het. As jy nie jou water en ligte betaal het nie, of jy kan nie jou huise hier bekostig nie en hulle gooi jou uit daai huis uit, dan moet jy gaan begin steel. Dan moet ons steel.
Almal beloof, niemand gee niks nie. So waartoe gaan ons? Gaan ons op die ou einde by die Groendam land soos die ander mense in die afvoerpype, onder brûe, onder bome? Waar gaan ons bly as ons uitgegooi word uit ons huise uit omdat ons dit nie kan bekostig nie?
En ons breek die huise af.
Lena Venter is a pillar of strength in the Boysons area. Neighbours depend on her for help and advice. She's taken up the cause of those wanting to hang on to a council house or those waiting for one.
Ons probleem in die area hier so is die mense verdien te min geld om hulle huise te kan bekostig. Party mense verdien inkomste van R780 'n maand. Jou water en ligte is R900. Hoe kan jy jou huis betaal as jy nie eens jou water en ligte kan betaal nie?
The rent here for a 3-bedroomed council house is R302, and for a 2-bedroomed house only R279. Yet, those who rent have been trying to buy the houses. They claim they were promised the houses for between R40,000 and R50,000. They don't consider this cheap. After all, some poor whites were sold houses here for just R1 a couple of years ago.
Ek voel net, baie mense kry dit reg as hulle betoog. Hulle kry hulle huise verniet, hulle kry hulle water en ligte verniet. Daar word vir hulle dromme by hulle huise gesit om hulle vuil goed in te gooi. So al wat ons ook nou gaan doen is om te toi. Want dis al hoe ons dit gaan regkry. Laat iemand vir ons luister, laat iemand raak sien wat in hierdie deel van die wêreld aangaan, want niemand sien ons nooit raak nie.
Lena and her 11-year-old son Sean share their house with her boyfriend Paul Smith and his teenage son BJ. Lena and Paul get disability grants, and Paul earns a bit of extra money on commission as a salesman. Lena believes she's earned her right to buy the house. But 11 years ago, she was destitute.
Ek was swanger met my seentjie. Ek het by die Groendam in 'n kar gebly. Dis met die kar is ek Kalafong Hospitaal toe, hy's gebore. Hy was 3 dae oud toe gaan bly ek weer met hom in die kar. Want ek het nie aan die inkome gehad nie.
Sean's father disappeared before his birth. Today, it's hard to imagine Sean as a newborn baby sleeping in his mother's run-down car while she was selling newspapers nearby. Desperate, she applied for a council house.
Toe wag ek 7 jaar vir 'n huis. Toe staan hierdie huis vir 8 maande leeg. Toe ek kom plak hier. Want almal mag dit doen, hoekom nie ek ook nie. Ek het kom plak.
Lena eventually started paying rent for the house. She sees no irony in the fact that she now wants a house from a government whose supporters were oppressed for decades, so that people like her would benefit.
Ons is definitief geregtig op hulp. Want die regering het beloof hulle gaan ons help. Hulle het beloof hulle gaan werk skep, hulle het beloof hulle gaan vir ons huise gee. Hulle het alles beloof, maar hulle doen dit nie. Wat is verkeerd met ons? Is ons vel die verkeerde kleur? Wat is die probleem?
I've no doubt that one can talk about poor white squatters. It's not only in this area. If you look at the Vaal Triangle, some areas in Johannesburg, if you look at some areas also in the West Rand, it simply does not look good at this stage. And there's a real growth of this white squatters camps. But the dilemma is poverty is not experienced everywhere. So people don't know about that.
Yet figures show that wealthy white South Africans are getting richer by the day. The gap between wealthy whites and poor whites is, in fact, the fastest growing divide in the country.
You see more and more rich whites even become richer, but you sit with the problem, you see more and more poor whites as well. Because of the fact that the wealth is growing on the top level, one look at that and one say, see, there's still a lot of people that's advantage, and then you forget about the poor whites in South Africa.
For many children of this generation of poor whites, a toy may always be second-hand. Food, a can from a charity parcel. Home, a backyard shack.
Ek sou graag meer in die kinders wou voorlê. Ek het een keer 'n seentjie gehad wat vir my gesê het, wat is 'n ryk mens byvoorbeeld? En toe vra ek vir hom, wat dink jy is 'n ryk mens? Toe sê hy, dis iemand wat elke aand eet.
Ja, nee.
Wat is dit? Dis sakkie. Dankie Tannie.